ready for University of Georgia basketball.
I waited here for you for so very long. I waited here for you so long. I waited here for you,
Georgia in the first half shot 25.7%. That's 9 of 35. 3 of 19 on threes. That's only 16% or just under that. And then 11 of 15 at the free throw line, 73% there. St. Louis shot 55% in the first half, 21 of 38. A lot of layups. They were only 3 of 15 on their threes, 20%, and 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 80%. Rebounding was kind of a whitewash in that first half for the Dogs. 30-16, St. Louis dominating the boards over Georgia. They had 15 assists on their 21 baskets, 6 turnovers, 2 steals. They blocked 3 shots. Georgia only had 2 assists on 9 buckets, 3 turnovers, 4 steals, and the Dogs also blocked 3 shots, 2 by Justin Abson. Leading scorer for the Dogs, Jeremiah Wilkinson with 16. The only Bulldog in double figures. The next leading scorer is Jordan Ross with 5. We had a handful of players that did not scratch. Kareem Stagg, 0 points. Cannon Catching, 0 points. Samto Surreal, 0 points. Dylan James, 0 points. Get the idea. The leading scorer for St. Louis was Deion Brown with 10. Kellen Thames added 9 off the bench. Robbie Avila has 8 points and 4 rebounds. And points in the paint, Chuck, you pointed that one out to me at the half, 36-12. That was an area that we kind of expected Georgia to control. Well, it's been the exact opposite. St. Louis with all their layups. Points in the paint, 36-12. St. Louis controlling the paint area as well after 20 minutes.
Well, let's see what kind of attitude, what kind of heart, what's inside the chest. I think we saw a little bit of it in Nashville against Ole Miss. The guys showed a lot of character, came out, and made a good run down the stretch after falling behind fairly deeply. 23 points, or may have been 24. I know it was 23 at the start of the second half against Ole Miss, and we came back and made a great run. And I fully expect Georgia to do that here. These guys are going to kick it in gear and start hitting some shots.
Big lead of the half that St. Louis had. Georgia did not have a lead in that first half, by the way. 19 points for St. Louis at 39-20. So if Georgia's to come from behind and win this ball game here in the second half, it would be their largest comeback of the season. Currently, the largest deficit overcome to win a game this year is 15 points at LSU. The largest blown lead that St. Louis had this season, they were up 15 and lost to Stanford by 1. So that's their largest lead that they have blown, and they lead by 17 right now at halftime.
Well, the one thing that I'm really counting on is the Dogs showing that heart. And once they get it rolling, we've seen, that they can score and score quickly and cut into leads. I fully expect to see the Dogs do that here in this second half and make a game out of this. But Jeremiah Wilkinson's got to have some help. Somebody's got to help him. And
they got 20 minutes to do it.
Yeah, they got exactly
20 minutes. We got 20 minutes for one of these teams' season. 20 minutes to go in the year for either Georgia or St. Louis.
I know. I was going to tell you too. That was our third straight half that we've lost, and never had a lead in. I mean, not only
that's not coming at a good time, is it?
Yeah. We never had a lead against Ole Miss in the first half or second half. And we haven't had a lead against them in the first half.
Well, let's turn that around here in the second half. Going to take a little bit of work, but we'll see if the Dogs are up to it. 49-32 is our score at intermission, and we're winding that down. We'll have the second half of this NCAA tournament game from KeyBank Center here in Buffalo, New York, right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Okay, let's see. Spring brings?
Flowers.
Nope.
Oh, allergies.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, deals on the entire Toyota lineup at the Ready, Set, Go event.
Bingo.
Get $1,500 in loyalty cash bonus on the new Toyota Tacoma or Tundra Hybrid. Offer valid through March 31st, 2026. Offer entitles current Toyota truck customers to $1,500 loyalty cash bonus on the retail purchase or lease of new Tacoma or Tundra Hybrid vehicle. Cash may be used only towards a down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
This is the 2026 NCAA Tournament. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
In sports, every second matters. In life, your time is your most valuable resource and your decisions matter. I'm Lee Perkins, owner of J.O. Perkins Wealth Management right here in Macon. Our team has been helping retirees and pre-retirees all over Georgia make the most of their time in retirement by making the best decisions. To learn more, text Next Phase to 478-475-2050, and I'll send you a free copy of my Next Phase book. And we'll show you how to make your next phase your best phase.
Whether you're tailgating in Athens or camping under the stars, Campers Inn RV of Byron has you covered. Family owned since 1966, we've got fifth wheels, travel trailers, and motorhomes, including Class A, B, and C models. Plus, the largest selection of Grand Design, Tiffin motorhomes, and Forest River RVs in Middle Georgia. So, Bulldog fans, make your road trips legendary. Visit Campers Inn RV of Byron, off exit 149, just east of the interstate. Campers Inn RV, where Dog Nation hits the road.
Now, back to Georgia men's basketball on the Superstations.
St. Louis will have the ball to start the second half. They have a 17-point lead, 49-32, and here we go. Underway in the second half as Avila feeds it in to Trey Green, their 6-foot point guard. St. Louis in blue, royal blue. They work down to the left end of the floor from our vantage point here. Back at the foul line on the right end of the floor. Dion Brown with a baseline drive and a layup good right in front of the bucket. Brown now with 12 points for St. Louis. He's their leading scorer, and it's 51-32. Dogs' first touch of the second half. Catchings, step back two, long two from the right baseline, hits the rim, no good. He's 0 for 7 in this ball game. 51-32, Billikens basketball. Avila with a left-hand dribble, threads the needle on a bounce pass, driving layup, left baseline. Brown, good again. 14 for Brown. 53-32, fourth straight for the Billikens to start the second half. Catchings with the ball on the logo. They steal it from him. Brown, and he'll dunk it on the left end of the floor. 6 straight to start the half, and they're all belonging to Dion Brown. He's got 16. The 6'3 senior guard transfer from UMBC and then Boston College. Catchings to the rack. Sweeping layup. Won't go from the left side. Off the glass too hard. Rebound St. Louis. Green with the ball. Left wing. To Jones. Over the logo. Top of the key. Now pushes off Kane. Drives. Floater. Won't go. Offensive rebound. Put back good. Amari McCautry. That's 8 straight to start the half. It's 57-32. Dogs with Ross down the lane and up in the air. Ball goes off his knee and out of bounds under the basket. It'll be St. Louis basketball. And a timeout, Georgia. 18-20 to go in the game. And the second half is not starting any better than the first half for Georgia. 57-32 now. St. Louis has stretched it out with 8 straight points to start the half. We'll take a timeout. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
You need all the energy you can get for game day. Luckily, at Georgia Power, we know a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit GeorgiaPower.com/myenergy to learn more.
$365 days a year, just call us up, we'll be right there. Our service is guaranteed. As you make, we take great care. Our experts are always there for you and your family's needs. When your family just can't wait, you can always count on Shoemake.
Bulldogs basketball brought to you in part by Kohl's. From jerseys to hats and more fan favorites, find everything you need to gear up for game day at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Well, 8 straight points
Scott,
for St. Louis.
I was up at the concession stand. Anything happened while I was gone?
Just an 8-0 run to start the second half for St. Louis.
That was not pretty, and you knew Mike White was going to get that timeout, to see if he could gather the troops here and get something going. I mean, we don't look anything like the basketball team that we saw, 2 weeks ago. Just looks like everybody's out of sync. But here we come with, we're coming out there with Sompto and Jeremiah now in blue and Smurf and Justin Bailey, and let's see if we can't get something going.
Dogs are down 25 now. That's their largest deficit of the season. Texas led Georgia by 23 at one point, as did Ole Miss in the SEC tournament. But St. Louis, with that 8-0 run, goes up 25, 57-32. And they have the basketball. Deion Brown, who exploded for 6 straight to start the second half, will inbound the basketball.
Dogs now with a press. Maybe this will get us going, get a little defensive pressure.
They feed it into McCautry. Avila at half court takes a pass there and walks it slowly into the front side. Jones with the ball on the logo, guarded by Smurf, who swipes at the basketball. They give it to Avila. Sompto's out on him at the three-point line. And Avila throws it away. Bounce pass picked off by Blue Cane. Dogs with a takeaway into the front court on the right end of the floor here in Buffalo. Bailey to Smurf. 5 feet beyond the three-point line. Goes inside the arc to Sompto. He sets the screen for Wilkinson. Jeremiah dribbles into traffic. Throws it up short. There was a lot of contact there. Again, no whistle. And the shot is no good. St. Louis with the rebound. Jones finds an opening down the lane. Moves to his right to get away from Sompto, and he arches it up and in off the glass. Quentin Jones with his first basket of the game. That was a smart play by him not to go straight at Sompto. He moved a little bit to the right and made a little space and got the bucket. It's 59-32. Georgia has not scored here in the second half. It's a 10-0 run, and we turn it over. Green down the lane on the left end, and a layup between 2 defenders is good.
It was really a lazy pass. Sompto was just lollygagged it across the lane, and they picked it off easily.
12 straight for St. Louis to start the second half. Smurf misses a little short popper from the right side. With one hand, it goes off the rim and out of bounds, touched out by St. Louis. It'll be the Dogs' ball. 61-32. As St. Louis has the hammer and nails out early in the second half if the Dogs don't wake up soon.
Yeah, Sompto just got pulled from the game.
Jake Wilkins in the ball game.
Dylan James.
Yeah. Smurf, Wilkinson, and Ross. Smurf's got the ball, left wing, through traffic, across the lane. A reach-in foul going to be whistled on the guys in blue. They get Jones, I think, for the call. Quentin Jones, 6'5", junior guard from Chicago. Number 1 on Jones. Georgia will inbound, 20 on the shot clock. Smurf throwing it in all alone to Wilkinson in the right corner. On the near side, fakes left, drives right on the baseline. Jump pass to Ross on the wing. Through the paint, kick it to Wilkins for a 3. Jake misfires, no good. Offensive rebound, James. They rip it out of his hands, and it goes out of bounds on the right baseline. Out on St. Louis, it'll be Dogs ball. 19 on the shot clock, 16:31 remaining. Georgia still trying to score its first points of the second half. St. Louis has just slugged us right in the gut with a 12-0 run to start the half. Wilkins through traffic. The freshman loses the handle, turns it over. St. Louis basketball. Green has it on the left end of the floor. Backs up towards half court. Wilkins guarding. Green, the 6-foot guard, skips it to Avila at 6'10". James on him. Over to Jones on the baseline. Smurfs matched up there. They slash a man into the paint. That's McCottry. Takes a bullet pass and lays it up from the left side. That's 14 straight points. Ross for 3 on the other end. No good. Off the iron. Rebound. Ripped down by St. Louis. McCottry. Left-hand dribble down the lane line. Pass into the corner. Intercepted by Ross. We go the other way. Georgia left to right. They run an alley-oop lob to Wilkins. Too high on the lob. Off the backboard. Rebound St. Louis. They get it to McCottry on the left end, and he lays it up underhanded. 16-0 run in the first 4 minutes and 25 seconds of the second half. 65-32. St. Louis putting this one away. They want a match with Michigan Saturday, and they're going to get it. McCottry intercepts Wilkinson's pass. That's no good. The lay-in around the rim and off, and the follow is good by Quentin Jones, who dunks it and rips the rim. And the fans here in the KeyBank Center on their feet for St. Louis. This is unbelievable. 18-0 run for the Billikens. And mercifully a timeout. (67-32). Dogs have not scored in the second half. 18 straight points for the Billikens. And we got a tie. 15:07 to go in the season for the Dogs. We'll be back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
At Pamlico Pool Company, they've been serving the Middle Georgia area since 1983. When they say they serve Middle Georgia, we mean all of Middle Georgia and the surrounding lake areas. Pamlico Pool Company installs custom Knight pools and vinyl liner pools designed for any lifestyle. They also do pool renovations and vinyl liner replacements, scheduled weekly or bi-weekly pool maintenance, pool equipment repairs and replacements, and so much more. Check them out today, 2585 North Columbia Street in Milledgeville. Give them a call at 478-452-1003. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram or go online to PamlicoPools.com.
Thank you for listening to the Superstations on your radio and online at thesuperstations.com. We talk Georgia sports, the Dogs, Braves, Hawks, and Falcons. And we want you to participate in our talk shows. We want to hear from you about the teams in the state of Georgia. So join us for sports talk about teams in the Peach State on the Superstations and online at thesuperstations.com. Sports talk radio for the state of Georgia. It's Georgia men's basketball on the Superstations.
Scana Energy is a proud partner of Georgia Athletics. For every three-pointer scored by the Bulldogs, Scana Energy will make a $25 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. Scana Energy says, go Dogs. Not the night for the Scana Energy three-pointer for Georgia, just 3 of 21. St. Louis not really relying on the three ball tonight like we expected. They're 3 for 15, but they have just worn us out on the inside and on the glass so much they haven't really needed the three tonight. They lead at 67-32. They've scored all 18 points in the second half. Georgia has a goose egg on the board right now here in the second half. We've played almost 5 minutes. Georgia has the ball. Smurf Millender will inbound it next to our bench, across the way, throws it into Bailey, who gives it back to Smurf, dribbles on the logo, front edge of the center circle. Into the corner, Bailey. Here comes a three along the baseline. It's good. Scana Energy three for Justin Bailey. There's our first basket of the half. Bailey with his first field goal of the game. He's got 4 points tonight. 67-35.
Dogs showed a little pressure then after the three. Billikens beat it up the floor, but now having trouble. Georgia steals.
Yeah, Green dribbled into a double team, and Bailey stole it from him. Smurf for three, left in. That's good. He rips another one. Scana Energy three by Smurf. Back-to-back three-point baskets by the Dogs. 67-38. Smurf with his first three-pointer of the game. St. Louis basketball, 14-15 to play. From the elbow, Jones down the lane line to Avila. Baseline spin move against Abson. Missed the lay-in off the rim. Justin rebounds for the Dogs. Gives it to Smurf. Millender hesitates. Fakes and gives it to Blue Kane. Reverse lay-in on the drive. Good by Blue. The Dogs have made three straight buckets. 67-40 St. Louis. 13:49 on the clock as it moves here in Buffalo. Amari McCautry dribbles away from Smurf Millender on the logo, middle of the floor. Skips it to Avila, almost threw it away. Avila takes it, puts it on the floor, drives on Abson, and gets contact and a foul. Foul on Justin Abson, 2 shots coming for Robbie Avila at 6'10", 240. Senior transfer from Indiana State. He's in his second year with St. Louis. He followed the head coach, Josh Schertz, over from Indiana State when he took the Billikens job. Avila made a change as well. Free throw, up and in, good.
Avila's got a smooth-looking shot. It's the same shot at the free throw line that he uses behind the arc. Just very, there's not a lot of effort into it.
You think he plays at the next level?
That's going to be tough to say. I don't think so. I mean, I think he...
Somewhere, but not NBA.
Yeah, not in the NBA. I don't think so.
Second free throw is no good off the back of the rim. Dogs rebound. 68-40, St. Louis in front. The Billikens have handed the Dogs their largest deficit of the game. Yeah, off one leg, he floats it in and kisses it off the square. Short little running bank shot for Smurf Millender. 68-42. St. Louis with the basketball and 13:05 to play. Thames dribbles in front of their bench. They rotate left corner now. Jones for three, good. Stagg a little late getting over on him, and Quentin Jones hits the three, his first of the game. 71-42. Dogs with a quick answer. Was that a three in the corner?
That was a three in the corner.
By Bailey. 71-44. Bailey's got a couple of threes here in the half. Dunlap open. He hits a three, right corner for St. Louis. Both teams did not do well on the three ball in the first half, but they can't be stopped here in the second. Smurf with a deep NBA range, straight on three for the Dogs. He's got 8 back-to-back threes for Smurf. 74-47. Thames down the line. Abson just kind of backs out of the way. Missed the layup. Rebound Georgia. Smurf down the lane the other direction. Runs into traffic. Shot is blocked on a layup. Touched out of bounds by St. Louis. Avila wants them to review it, but I don't know if they're going to. They're looking at the video back on the St. Louis bench. Do they want to challenge the call? I don't think so. They're not going to. It'll be the Dogs' ball. 12:06 to play. Billikens 74, Bulldogs 47. Smurf ready to throw it in, left of the basket to Bailey, out of the corner, into the paint. Drops it down to Smurf on the right block. He dribbles it away from trouble. Out along the three-point line now. Dribbles through the legs. He'll put up a three. That's no good. That was a 2. Foot may have been on the line or just inside, but he missed it either way. St. Louis with the rebound. Otieno on the other end tries to lay it in after a pass from Kellen Thames. And the lay-in won't go, and there was a foul on the Dogs, and that'll get us into a timeout, the under-12 timeout. Stops the clock. 11:44 to go in the contest here in Buffalo, New York. It's St. Louis 74, Georgia 47. We're back after this with more of the NCAA tournament on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Big games and big bills have one thing in common. They don't happen alone. We're the United Association of Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, and HVACR Technicians Local 72, and we're training the next generation of mechanical pros in Athens, Atlanta, and across the state of Georgia. The pipeline to your future starts here. Visit UA72.org.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Did you know that Creature Comforts is the official craft beer of the Dogs? Tropicalia and Classic City Lager you already know and love. But be sure to grab a Classic City Light this season, clocking in at just 95 calories and 3.5 carbs. Low calorie but big flavor. Want to enjoy the Creature Comforts of life, Dog fans? Then we'll see you at Stegman Coliseum this season or anywhere good cold beer is served. Two great institutions, one town, one team. Go Dogs! Sip 'em. 21 and over, champions drink responsibly.
$11:44 to go here in this final NCAA tournament game here in Buffalo, one of the final ones of the day. We were the second to last start of the day, and Gonzaga and Kennesaw State was the final tip-off of this first day of the NCAA tournament. So it's going to be a late finish for the Dogs and the Billikens. And right now the Dogs trying to dig out of a big old giant hole that they dug for themselves. 74-47, we trail. Have not had a lead. St. Louis scored the first 18 points of the second half. They doubled their halftime lead in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
And made it look easy.
Oh, yeah.
We helped them a lot. We didn't kick it into gear. When we did kick it into gear, we got some points shaved off pretty quickly.
Haven't been able to stop their running game at all tonight. They're shooting 60%. Georgia at only 31%. Billikens at the free throw line with Paul Otieno, 6'9", transfer from Quinnipiac, a sixth-year player. He's from Kenya, and his first free throw is good. And the second foul shot also good. Bailey committed that foul just prior to the timeout. That was his second of the game. Dogs ball inside, gets loose on the floor. Kicked ball is the call by St. Louis. So Georgia will inbound the ball. Shot clock reset to 20. Smurf throws it into Abson. Gives it back to Smurf. He looks at the three on the far side of the floor. Doesn't take it. Dribbles against Jones along the baseline. And they call Jones for a hip check foul as he forced Smurf along the baseline.
Scott, that's one of those calls that sometimes they make it and sometimes they don't.
So Millender will throw it in again to Abson. Far side of the floor. He hands it off to Ross. Ross skips it to Smurf. Head fake on the three. Up the wing to Bailey. Baseball pass goes to Stagg. He dribbles down the lane. Tries to lay it up. The ball never got near the rim. It's taken out of the air by Otieno. St. Louis with a takeaway. They block Stagg's shot, and then Stagg pushes Dunlap on the left end of the floor, falling out of bounds, and a foul on Kareem.
I think that was frustration. They blocked his shot on the offensive end. I think down the defensive end, Kareem just got a little frustrated and pushed him. That's freshman error. That he'll learn better than that.
76-47, St. Louis in front. 11:09 to go in the season. 11:08 actually on the clock now. Dunlap to throw it in. Baseball pass into the backcourt. Fielded up around his shoulders by Jones. Quentin Jones, 6'5", dribbles on the logo. Around a screen from Otieno all the way to the rack and just shows off with a one-handed jam. He brought the hammer that time. And he looked at his bench, and the bench exploded. 78-47. Dogs have the ball. Stags in trouble. Nowhere to go with it. Kick it out to Jeremiah Wilkinson for a three, and he hits it in the right corner. Wilkinson, his first points of the second half. He's got 19 in the game. 78-50. Billikens ball over the logo. Jones going to get a screen from Otieno. He rolls. He feeds him. Alley-oop. He missed the dunk. We fouled him on the dunk with Wilkinson, and that prevented the slam. Sompto hasn't been in the game for a while, so they're attacking the basket. We do have Absent on the floor, but Otieno was left in a defensive switch. He was matched up with Wilkinson.
But Jeremiah, the one thing I will say, Jeremiah's got the highest vertical on our team. I believe it's 44 inches.
Well, he showed it that time by getting up and blocking the dunk, or fouling on the dunk anyway. Absent and Stagg check out of the ball game as the Dogs substitute. Catchings and who's that? Dylan James came in. Yeah. Down on the blocks. But the free throw by Otieno is good. Made them both. 10:22 to go. It's 80-50. It's a 30-point St. Louis lead. Atlantic 10 getting the best of the SEC tonight. They lead the Dogs by 30. Ross beyond the three on the right wing. Crossover and attacks. Spins it off the glass as he falls to the floor. It's good. Jordan Ross still playing hard. 80-52. Now we double and trap at a half court. And a little wraparound pass to Avila to get it over the timeline. McCautry finds Deion Brown cutting through the lane under the basket. He dribbles it out a step or two. Feeds Dunlap high on the left wing. He immediately forces it into the lane, and he's fouled there by one of the Bulldogs.
I think Cannon pretty shortly is going to figure out when Dunlap gets the ball, he's going to go to his left. That's the way he's going. That's the way he goes every time.
Foul was on Catchings, his second, and Dunlap to throw it in. Zips it opposite corner. Here comes a three. It's good. Ishan Sharma threw it in from the left baseline into the right corner, and they rip a three. 83-52. Dogs ball in the front court. Boy, Smurf thought about shooting one from the circle in center court. Steps in a little bit closer, misses the three straight on. Rebound St. Louis. Deion Brown to Sharma in the left corner this time. He missed the three. They went over the top of Smurf to get the rebound, handed that to Avila, and he drains a deep one on the right slot. St. Louis rocking and rolling. 86-52. Smurf works down in the paint, tries to lob it to Dylan James, and there was some miscommunication there. Went off Dylan's hand. He cut the wrong way when Smurf was trying to lob it to him on the block.
Yeah, it was a little behind him. Dylan had to reach back, just tipped the ball out of bounds.
It's going to be St. Louis basketball as the Dogs turn it over on the miscomm. Trying to run the play. 86-52, all St. Louis tonight. Georgia has not had a lead. And we have faced our largest deficits of the season. Dunlap with a basketball and then throws it away. It's bouncing loose in backcourt. Dogs chase it down. Wilkinson feeds it to James, who softly dunks it down through the cylinder.
Good hustle by Jeremiah.
Avila was back there, but Georgia had two players. Wilkinson did hustle and save the ball from going out of bounds on the baseline. Dogs get 2 points out of it. Dunlap rips a three in the right corner. He was open for a quality look from the right corner in front of the Billikens bench. 89-54. Dogs for three. Smurf from the right wing hits the back of the rim. No good. Rebound Brown for St. Louis. They give it to McCautry, and he'll just walk it over the timeline. Met at half court by Smurf. Now speeds up through the lane, drops it to Brown. Oh, they're killing us along those baseline drives. Another layup, Dion Brown. And the Dogs playing defense with their palms turned upward. As if, was I supposed to have that guy or not? Ross misses a spinner on the block. Falls off the rim. The whistle blows because there was a foul on the guys in blue. And that'll get us into a timeout. Ooh, 7:42 to go. It's all St. Louis here in the NCAA tournament as more folks head up the aisles and head to the exits. It's 91-54 here in Buffalo. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The Superstations provide you, the sports fan, with local sports content on the radio and online at thesuperstations.com. Reach out on social media, Facebook at The Bill Shanks Show, and follow Bill on Twitter at Bill Shanks and at The Bill Shanks Show. If you have a question or comment about our programming or have an interest in advertising, email thesuperstations@yahoo.com. Local Georgia sports on the Superstations. Now, back to Georgia men's basketball on the Superstations.
5 years ago, from a simple belief that great coffee has the power to bring people together. After 5 generations, their family's still roasting smooth, rich coffee that builds community one cup at a time. Community Coffee, community in every cup since 1919. Discover more at communitycoffee.com.
.7-point lead for St. Louis. Largest of the game, largest deficit of the season for Georgia by a wide margin. St. Louis has just blown this game wide open. They scored the first 18 points of the second half before Georgia could even blink an eye, and doubled their halftime lead from 17 to 35. And now they lead at 91-54. There's still 7:42 remaining. So St. Louis, 10th in the nation in points per game, averaging 87.2. That was first in the Atlantic 10 this season. They got a chance to blow that out of the water and score the most points on Georgia that the Dogs have allowed all season. We shall see. 7:42 remaining. Dogs at the foul line with Jordan Ross. And the 6'3 junior guard at the line for the third time tonight. Left-handed shooter, free throw off the front of the rim and away to the right, no good. Ross with 7 points tonight. We've got 2 guys in double figures. Wilkinson with 19, but only 3 in the second half. Ross misses both foul shots. Catchings gets the rebound against the double team. Tries to go back up. Avila blocks his shot. Catchings picks up the loose ball, and then they steal it from Cannon. Catchings with good effort there, but the Billikens ended up stealing it anyway. 91-54, they're in front. McCautry high on the right wing. Looking down inside in the interior. Skips it to Brown, threw it away. Bailey comes up with a steal. Skips it up ahead to Wilkinson, who fires a 3, buries it good. Jeremiah with his third 3 of the half.
I'll tell you what, if it hadn't been for Jeremiah, I don't know where we'd be tonight. He's the only guy that's really had any consistent shot all night long.
Correction, that's his second 3 of the half. It's 5th of the game. Sweeping layup by St. Louis won't go. McCautry left it short. Dogs rebound. Hustle it into the front court, left to right. Wilkinson With a jab step and a three coming, no good. Rebound, James for the Dogs. Offensive board for Georgia. Here's catching for three, left corner. Cannon can't buy a basket tonight. That one rattled out. It looked good. He got a good look from the left corner in front of our bench and still wouldn't drop. He's 0 for 10 tonight. And 0 for 5 on his three-point shots. 91-57, St. Louis. Brown along the baseline. Feeds it inside to Sharma, who lays it up and in from the left side of the rim. 93-57. Dogs, 2 passes, get it into the front court. Catchings works on the left side of the lane. Spin move, one-hander, won't go. Rebound St. Louis. They throw it into the front court quickly. Green underhands it into the corner. Now they play a little keep away. Get it to McCautry near the half-court line. Dribbles right on the logo, now away from the logo. Through the lane, fakes the pass to Avila, gets it into the corner. They give it to Sharma, who drives down the lane and all the way to the rim, puts it up from short range, and it floats in there good.
When they get the outside stuff going, it makes it so much easier for them to penetrate because there's nobody in our, in the paint to stop them for us. They can drive the paint.
Ross had it knocked out of his hands as he drove down on the left block. St. Louis touched it last, and it'll be a Dogs ball. 19 on the shot clock.
It's like when the sink pipe is leaking in 2 different places.
I got to put a finger over here and stop it there.
Right, and then it pops out over here.
Yeah, the dam's bursting all over. Well, they're headed to 100 tonight. 95-57. Well, the out of bounds. Wilkinson filling the lane. And
I think they held Jeremiah.
They did, as Smurf was trying to push it into him. Filling the lane, and they're called for a foul right as Smurf was inbounding the basketball. So he'll move to the left side of the baseline and throw it in there to Kane. Open three, left corner, front of the rim, no good. Rebound taken by Jones in St. Louis. 95-57. St. Louis with the ball, and they're still looking for more points. They're just in go mode for 40 minutes, aren't they? They don't let up. Oh, Avila with a nice thread the needle. And Sharma just got kicked in the back of the head, I think, by Blue Kane, who went up in the air, bought the pump fake. Kane got so high in the air, and it caught the back of the head of Ishan Sharma, who was pump faking. That might teach him not to do that again with Blue Kane coming in hard. Are they going to look at it?
Well, it certainly wasn't intentional.
No, not at all. Blue just got up in the air. He bought the pump fake and was coming in from behind to block the shot. He just happened to catch Sharma.
Yeah, he's okay.
With a leg or a foot or something.
Yeah, Sharma's okay. That's good.
Hey, officials now will. That's our first video review. Quite a bit different from conference play, isn't it? Tim Clockerty, Owen Short, and Kevin Brill going to the monitor. 95-57. Clock is stopped at 5:11.
2 shots for Blue.
So Blue's going to get 2 shots?
Excuse me, baseline.
No.
I'm teasing.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he did. But I think
he's on a first-name basis with our guard. Yeah, looking at the replay, Blue got up in the air on the pump fake, and his left foot hit him in the his knee hit him in the head.
As he went over him.
Ouch.
That's
Blue getting up in the air, too.
It is, yeah.
He was about 3.5 feet in the air.
Blue is one of the 3 guys on the team that has better than a 40-inch vertical.
He showed it right there. But we play on. It's just a common foul. Avila throws it into Thames right under the basket on the out-of-bounds play and an easy layup. Dogs push it in. Wilkinson takes it coast to coast and all the way down the lane for a layup for Georgia. 97-59. St. Louis attacks on the left end of the floor now. Avila with a handoff to Trey Green, their guard. He'll try a 3. He hasn't shot in a while. That's no good. And a whistle on the rebound.
It's on them.
They may have gotten Sharma. I'm not sure. I couldn't see the number of the official towards the scorer's table across the way. The foul is on St. Louis, and it was on Sharma.
And they've taken Kareem Abdul-Jabbar out of the game.
Larry Blurred.
97-59.
Georgia trails as we have all night. Blue for 3 off a curl, no good. Kareem Stagg, offensive rebound, tried to put it back. They foul him as he tried to dunk it. And 2 shots coming for the freshman from Chesapeake, Virginia, Kareem Stagg, looking for his first points of the game. Started for the 9th straight time tonight. And the free throw rattles off the rim, hits the backboard, bounces away, no good. Right-handed shooter, Kareem Stagg at 6'8", 230, puts it in the air and rips it good. He hit 1 out of 2, gets his first point of the game in the NCAA tournament. 97-60. Dogs down by a bunch. St. Louis basketball, 4:22 to go in the game. Thames into the lane, kick out Sharma ahead of the key. And he gets a little toilet swisher on the rim and went around and around and came through good. Hit the three-pointer at the head of the key.
And that's triple digits.
Oh, Dogs with a nice little alley-oop lob from Smurf to Dylan James, who finishes with a two-handed dunk. St. Louis quickly into the front court. They don't even flinch when the other team scores. 100-62 is our score. Green tries to get by Stagg, can't do it. They get it out on the perimeter to Sharma. Drives to the foul line, lobs it down on the baseline, left block to Thames. Puts it on the floor, dribbles into the paint, away from the basket, spins and tries a one-hander that's no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. Wilkinson has it. He'll shoot a three straight on. That's good. He buried it. NBA range, straight ahead three for Jeremiah Wilkinson. And he's got 27 points tonight. $100-65. It's a 35-point lead for St. Louis. Dogs haven't made a dent here in the second half. Three rattles out for the guys in blue. The Dogs rebound it with blue. Kane feeds it to his right to Smurf into the front court. A drive after he curls under the basket and lays it up for two. They'll count the bucket, and he got fouled by Sharma.
I got to tell you, the guys are playing hard still. I mean, they're getting up and down the floor, attacking the basket, trying to compete for rebounds.
Well, why not? It's the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
100-67 is our score. We got a time, but first we're going to pause. Station identification on the Bulldog Sports Network.
WXKO AM Fort Valley, W226 BZ Macon, W290 BD Montezuma, WCEH FM Pinehurst, WWKM FM Rochelle, the Super Stations, a Shanks Broadcasting Station.
St. Louis, just less than 3 minutes from advancing to the second round against Michigan on Saturday. It's 100-67. They lead the Dogs. We'll take a time back for more of the NCAA tournament after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Bulldog pride. When I'm carrying the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Georgia gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra Go Dogs from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/GoDogs to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
100 grand is what you could win. Over and over again. You could win big every time. Go play Keno. You take 10 numbers, then Keno picks 20. The more you match, the more you win money. Win one time, two times, there's no limits. Up to 100 grand every 3.5 minutes.
You like winning over and over again? It can happen with Keno. Go play in the bar, at the store, or online.
Go play Keno.
Win up to $100,000 every 3.5 minutes. Play Keno from the Georgia Lottery. Play responsibly.
At Piedmont, quality care changes lives. Meet Brad, a healthy former Marine who unexpectedly suffered 5 heart attacks and then heart failure. He credits Piedmont with saving his life.
The teamwork it took to provide me a path forward through a surprise heart failure and almost 5 months of intensive care in 3 different Piedmont hospitals is difficult for me to even imagine, but you guys nailed it. How do you thank someone for the gift of life?
Hear more at Piedmont.org/qualitycare. Piedmont, real change lives here.
Put an extra Go Dogs in your wallet with the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card. Order at regions.com/GoDogs. Regions, official bank of the SEC.
And Scott, this may not have worked out for us tonight here at this opening round game against St. Louis in the NCAA tournament, but our women are playing in Iowa, I believe. They play Saturday. Let's hope that they have a good run. And our baseball team headed out to College Station, taking on Texas A&M in a big series this weekend. So we'll turn our attention there with our season coming to a close here tonight.
Yeah, best of luck to all of the remaining Georgia sports teams the rest of the way. Women's track coming off an indoor NCAA championship once again.
Yeah,
congratulations to them. Smurf hit free throws on the right end. St. Louis turns it over on the left end. It'll be Georgia ball with 2:47 to go. Millender now with 13 points as he converted the three-point play. 100-68. Smurf with an alley-oop to Dylan James, and Jax Kerr at 6'11", a freshman from Muskogee, Oklahoma, got in the air to block the shot, and he fouled Dylan in the act. So James will go to the line. Clock stops with 2:38 remaining. Dylan, free throw, up and in, good. His first point of the game. Second foul shot for Dylan James. That one rattles out, no good. And St. Louis has the rebound. They have the basketball. 2.5 minutes to go in the game. They turn it over. Stolen by Jake Wilkins. To his left. Wilkins for a three. Jeremiah's wouldn't roll in. Bounced off the rim and then rattled around and then kicked out.
That was the perfect story of how our evening has gone. That ball was on the front of the rim, but then down in there and then kicked back out.
And then there was a loose ball foul by St. Louis in the battle for the rebound. That's going to send Jake Wilkins to the free throw line for the Bulldogs. Fouls on Cam Hudson, a 6'5" freshman. So St. Louis kind of emptying their bench here with 2:24 to go. Free throw number one by Wilkins is good. Jake with 3 points in the game. 6'9" freshman from Lilburn, Georgia, hits them both. 100-71. St. Louis tied for the most points against Georgia this season. Dogs beat Auburn 104-100 in overtime, and that's been the highest total allowed by the Dogs this year to this point. 2:10 to go in the game here in the NCAA tournament in Buffalo, New York. Trey Green to Dunlap for a three. Didn't get enough leg into it, left it short. Rebound Dylan James. Up ahead to Wilkins. Back to Smurf. Top of the key. Over to Wilkinson for a three. Good. He ripped it. Jeremiah's got 30 tonight. Another three-pointer for Jeremiah Wilkinson.
And Wisely,
7th of the game. That's a personal best.
Yeah, Wisely Smurf had an open shot, but he realized Jeremiah had one too, and he's been the guy with a hot hand.
Cam Hudson's three is no good. Georgia open on the other end. Smurf misses a three from the right slot. Hit the front of the rim. Rebound taken by Jax Kerr, the 6'11" freshman for St. Louis. 1:22 to go. It's 100-74.
St. Louis calls timeout.
And they want to get some more substitutes in the game. Jaden Schertz, son of the head coach, will check in. 5'11" junior guard. He was at Indiana State with his dad and then made the move over to St. Louis, of course. And who else came into the game? Isaac Holmes, a 6'4" junior, also an Indiana State transfer from Apex, North Carolina. He will throw it in to Jax Kerr. Kerr with the ball, feeds Green. Green the guard. Oh, found an opening in a lane right down the lane on an angle. And an easy layup for Trey Green. And that's 102 points. That's the most allowed by the Dogs this season. Another three by Jeremiah Wilkinson won't go. Wilkins with an impressive one-handed rebound. Just stole it, turns around and fires a three on the right wing. It's off the rim, almost climbed over the top of the backboard. Comes down to St. Louis as they rebound it, and less than a minute to go. 102-74 Billikens. They've got the basketball. Green, bullet bounce pass down on the baseline to Isaac Holmes. Tries a three. It's blocked on the wing by Wilkins, and then a foul.
Blocked in the air. That was beautiful. Nice defense by Jake Wilkins.
I think that block shot deflected off the face of Isaac Holmes on the block by Jake Wilkins.
Then they fouled him, so Jake's going to the line here for a couple.
Holmes might need somebody else's uniform. It looks like he's might need a different size. Somebody got mixed up in the locker room, I think.
What's that? Who's?
Yeah, exactly. Wilkins with some free throws for the Bulldogs. It's 102-75. St. Louis basketball, 26 seconds to go. 4 seconds difference on the shot clock and the game clock as the Dogs season winds to an end. Unfortunately, not a good showing by Georgia tonight here in the NCAA tournament. Three ball by Hudson is off the rim and swatted out of bounds into the left corner, deep in the left corner on the near side. Georgia will have one final possession here, I would imagine. 12.4 seconds to go. Stagg gives it into Smurf. Into the front court. Dogs are looking to shoot again. Here comes a deep one from Smurf. Off the rim and a follow and a dunk by Stagg. There's his first field goal of the game. And that's going to do it for the NCAA tournament and the 2026 season for Georgia. Game is over. St. Louis advances with a 102-77 victory.
Well, you look back, it's not tough to tell when you look down the scoring column and you see Sompto with no points, Canna with no points. Blue only had 6, and then Kareem Stagg, he finished with, 5, I guess it was, with the dunk there. So is that correct? 5 points?
Yes.
We just didn't get the points we needed from the people we needed to get them from tonight. And defensively, we got toasted several times by their speed getting down the floor offensively. And then they were able to take advantage on shots in the paint, and it just was more than we could handle.
Well, I think that's probably the reason you mentioned defense, why Sompto only played 12 minutes tonight.
And that was it. That's all, 12 minutes.
That's it. And only when did he come out of the game in the second half? And he never returned. It was like when they were on that 18-0 run to start the second half.
Right at the start of the second half, yeah.
So he didn't come back in after that. Only played 12 minutes tonight. And St. Louis runs away with it. They go wire to wire and defeat the Dogs, handing Georgia it's the worst loss of the season, 102-77, the final score. So St. Louis will advance. They're in the tournament for the first time since 2019, and it was an impressive showing for their first tournament appearance in 7 years, and they get to play the number 1 seed Michigan on Saturday, and that game is just after 12 o'clock, I think. What was it, a 12:10 start?
Yeah.
12:05, 12:10, something like that here in Buffalo, and that'll be on Saturday. And, Michigan, of course, the season for Georgia comes to an end tonight.
Yeah, Michigan, the number 1 seed. We saw them play. They're going to be tough. They'll be hard for St. Louis to handle, but listen, I wouldn't put anything past the way this team, again, I was telling Adam a few minutes ago, Michigan better have its track shoes on.
Yeah.
Because these guys are going to run you up and down the floor.
We'll see if they used all their ammunition tonight. I don't know if they've got much left for Saturday. Hopefully they do on their behalf as they take on Michigan. You hope for a good game there in the next round of the tournament. Boy, they had an impressive showing tonight, though, as they defeat Georgia 102-77. Let's see, where are we going? The Regents locker room report. That's coming up next. We'll get some comments from Coach Mike White along the way. We may have to wait a few minutes before we get those, I think, because we don't have access to the coach in these type of events. We have to wait until he's made available to everybody, and that may take a few minutes. So we'll come back to Buffalo here at KeyBank Arena as we'll jump into our post-game coverage. Regions Locker Room Report. Put an extra Go Dogs in your wallet with the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card. Order at regions.com/GoDogs. Regions is the official bank of the SEC. Your final for Buffalo tonight in the NCAA tournament. Billikens 102, Georgia Bulldogs 77 as the Dog season comes to an end with a record of 22-11 this year. St. Louis now a record-setting 29-5, most wins ever in a season by St. Louis. They win it tonight in advance, and we'll continue with our postgame coverage right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Dogs do the improbable, the unthinkable, the unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to win the SEC tournament.